Hey, what's up, movie fans? I'm aware that I am kind of behind on my movies lately, and there's been a couple out now that, have been on my list, obviously, for this year, my most anticipated list. So, obviously, I've so far been only able to see one over these past couple weeks since I've been rather busy with reviews and such. So, might as well do one. Tomorrowland, the Walt Disney movie based off the famous theme park attractions section of most of the Disney parks. Obviously, this is not the first time for Disney to do this stuff. Obviously, there's been Pirates of the Caribbean, Tower of Terror, and the horrible Haunted Mansion movie, which I'm sure most people can agree with me on that one. How does this one hold up? Well, obviously, I've heard it made a pretty, decent amount of cash, not a lot, and it's got pretty mixed reactions on that one, and, I can obviously agree with that, since I thought this movie was actually pretty decent, but with that said, it does suffer some flaws here and there, and might as well address them while I'm at it. First of all, I'll give credit to the acting performances out of George Clooney and the one who, the other main cast members in this film, the girl who obviously tries to stumble and go to Tomorrowland itself. First of all, I will compliment some things in this film, like, first of all, yeah, like I said, the acting performance out of George Clooney. You can always expect a good performance out of him. I've seen him in a lot of good films, even though he was in that horrible Batman and Robin movie, which, I try to wipe that out of my mind and don't count since it wasn't his fault, that was the director's fault. But he's been in Up in the Air and so forth, so, yeah, you can expect a good performance out of him in this movie. The build-up was really good. I like the imagination behind this movie. I like the effects behind this movie. The idea of how much enthusiasm he puts into it, like when he was a kid. Like, yeah, I got this gadget thing, the flying machine, and the whole World's Fair thing, because it was the whole idea behind Walt Disney back then when he visited the World's Fair when it was there back then. And obviously, yeah, you can admit that it was a bit of a promotion for Disney World, seeing that it had Small World in there in the World's Fair and Flushing back in, was it the 50s or 60s, whatever it was. And, obviously because it took a little condolence by Disney itself, yeah, it's pretty obvious right there. But like I said, I love the imagination put into it, and I love the whole build up to it and how it connects into reality of how, like, there's all these problems with the world and everything, like between global warming, government issues like greed and famine and war and all this crap happening, and how we need like this kind of world to happen. So yeah, it builds up to a lot of things, and how this girl is, questioning how do we fix these problems, and like nobody wants to do anything about it, and she wants to just go there, and how this robotic girl is trying to lead her there. I thought it built up to a lot of good stuff, but in the end, it kind of ended up being a rather muddled script, and it was just most of the film just spends most of its time just about getting there, and it's with all these cool visuals and everything, like from the Eiffel Tower and everything, and but that's the problem with this movie. It doesn't spend enough time getting there. Sure, it shows the clip of her touching the pin and spending all the time there, and that's about it. That's all you get you know, of the whole Tomorrowland up in action. And when you finally get there, it's like, sorry about the spoilers here. I mean, yeah, you should read in the comments, in the detail box that this has spoilers. So sorry about that. You shouldn't watch the rest of this video if you don't want to be spoiled. So might as well turn it off now. Otherwise, yeah, once she gets there after all that, and yeah, this film goes on for like just over 2 hours. You find that it's just not up and going anymore. It's completely in ruins practically, and that's like the main problem I have with this movie. It spends most of its time getting there rather than actually being there. So that you might be a little disappointed to find that it doesn't spend a lot of time in Tomorrowland. And then it's this whole nonsense with kicking him out because I like the idea, first of all, like I said, the fact that the people of the world refuse to believe in it because there's so many problems. I like that idea, but like I said, the script is very muddled, and it really doesn't spend enough time, and it spends too much time getting there rather than actually being there. You know what I'm saying? So, in other words, you may enjoy this film for what it tries at, but it's flawed. It can be flawed at some parts. It more or less spends time getting there. And, in the end, I like how it does its job, but it's flawed, though. So, in other words, it's a decent film. It's good, just not great. So, And I expected a lot better, especially being that it was the same director from Disney's and Pixar's The Incredibles, and I'm glad to finally hear there's also a sequel to that film coming too as well, but not to get too carried away. Good film, but not great. So, I wouldn't say it's the film of tomorrow. I'd say it's more or less the film about getting there, in other words. So, let's hope for the best out of the next couple of films yet to come. So, my honest opinion, I just give it a plain 2 remotes up. I think that's fair. So, till next time, keep watching.